Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Stitches and Stencils. Today is a day that Sandy and MK and I all do stitching and stenciling on our layouts. I'm also using a bunch of products from the Some Assemblage Required shop, and I am documenting the little guy that I take care of who had some medical things going on a few months after he was born. He is okay, but he was having some breathing issues and had to be on some medication for that for quite a while. But he is good now. In fact, we just celebrated his second birthday. So I do want to get this story into his album. I know his mom wanted to. It's just been a little while before we were really ready to kind of document it. I'm not going to do any journaling on it. I do have two spots that I'm leaving open for journaling for her to do if she would like. If not, I can go back and write in it, but I wanted to give her the opportunity. And a lot of times I do leave spots open for her to do some journaling because I am not always there, even though I'm there a lot. So I have this blue paper that is from, I believe, Photo Play. It's one of their color play papers, and it's got like band-aids on it and a little sick teddy bear in bed and stuff like that. And I thought that would be cute and go well with the whole, something is not quite right deal. And then I'm also using this orange paper, which I believe is from Paige Evans. And I thought it pulled nicely from all of the oranges, and it does actually have some blue and pink in it, but it pulled from all the colors that were in that blue paper. And then same with those hearts. Those were actually from the Project Life app on my phone. I printed some text and I had used that particular motif, and I printed out the text and cut the text out of it, but I didn't use the hearts, but I thought they went well with this, so I'm using them here. I also went to my 3x4 cards and pulled out this one that said noted, and I think the other one says today or something like that. And so I am, it says today. I'm going to use a flip flap for the photo and have the two journaling cards be so you can flip them open. And I think that will be a great place to put a little bit of hidden journaling and document all of the medical stuff that they had to go through for this poor little guy. He's not poor anymore though. He's a very happy little guy and super rambunctious. So anyway, when you're off to a rough start in life, you want to definitely document that and document the hurdle you have overcome. So definitely want to document that. And I'm just using my T-square ruler to kind of align the orange papers across so that they don't look like one side is higher than the other. I want it to look like it's all one sheet going across. I am going to tuck them under a little bit more because I want to leave a little bit more of a white edge all the way around my layout, because I'm going to do a little bit of stitching all the way around the outside. I am actually going to do a little bit of hand stitching as well, but I definitely want to have a little bit of a framework for the entire layout because I feel like it's going to play nicely with the hand stitching I'm doing. So I am using this stencil from Dusty Attic. I got it from MK's shop and it's been in my stash for a little while. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head actually. So I apologize, I can't tell you that, but if I can find it on the website, I will put a link to it. And I'm just using some black soot distress ink, running my blending brush over it and making those little X marks. I think those are going to work really well, and I'm going to use them as a little bit of a guide to do a little bit of stitching. So I purposely aligned my papers so that they look like they're at the cross of the X, so it will look like they are stitched on to the layout. And I'm just doing, I don't know what it's called. I don't think it's called a cross stitch because cross stitch is a whole thing in itself, right? So I'm just making these little X's, and I think it looks really good. I'm just using some black, I think it's DMC thread. I'm not 100% sure if that's the right brand, but I believe that's the brand. But it's just black and it's 6 strands of embroidery floss, basically. Any brand would work. And I have a little piercing tool that is a really old Amy Tangerine piercing tool, but you could use a thumbtack, or if you have a pokey tool, that works also. It's not very hard to do, especially the thumbtacks that have like the bigger heads on them, not the flat push pin kind, but the other kind. So it wouldn't be very hard to do. I just happen to have this little piercing tool that is intended for stitching, and it makes it really easy because it has a great grip to hold on to. But it's ages old. I've had it for probably more than a decade. So I don't think it's something you can find anymore. So I don't want to do X's over every single little X that is made by the stencil. I just want to do some of them kind of a random but planned pattern, if that makes a lick of sense to you. I don't want them to be like all the way just around the paper. I want some of them, or just where the paper meets the X's. I want some of them to be kind of branching off of where the papers meet the layers meet the background paper. And so I'm just gonna haphazardly going around there, figuring out where I think the spacing would be great. I don't want it to be too lined up perfectly. Perfectly imperfect is the best way that I can explain it. It's kind of like when you're placing enamel dots or sequins or something like that. And then I will go back over the back of this and use a little bit of either washi tape or Scotch tape to adhere those strings down in the back, so that they don't pull through. And I think that's pretty much it for the stitching. I am using a threading tool that you put through the eye of the needle. It's got the little wire end on it, and then you stick your thread through the little wire piece and you pull it back through the needle. That is the easiest way I know to thread a needle with embroidery floss, because you don't want your needle head to be too big and poke too big of a hole in into your paper. So I keep the eye, it's not the needle head, the eye of the needle on the smaller side, and I use a little tool to thread it. I know there's several other ways to do it, but that's what works for me. So here are a bunch of medical themed wood veneer pieces from MK's shop. So I am going to use this IV bag. I'm going to use the stethoscope that has the heart. I'm going to use this chart, but you can see off to the side there's several others. There's a mask, there's plenty of stethoscopes, there's a heartbeat with a stethoscope. There are, numerous different, there's like a pill bottle and a thermometer. Oh my gosh, so many different things in these different sets that you could get. And they are all great for documenting any medical needs that you have, or medical procedures that you might have had to undergo, if that's something that you want to document, or health battles or anything like that. Or if you are documenting any doctors or nurses in your life, that would be a great use for them also. So I will put a link down below for the ones that I used, and for the, I think she might have a page. I'll have to look and see if she has a page that is medical or first responder related. So I'll put a link for that down below if she's got it, but I will definitely link up the 3 things that I am using today. I'm also using some products from Pink Fresh Studio. These are older products, and I think they're from a collection called Real Life or something like that. But they are, all the feels, messy, different things that are documenting imperfection in life, I guess is the best way to describe it. I don't know if this was a collection that came out during COVID or what, but I'm using it today for this purpose of documenting, hard times in life, and I think that is going to be it's going to work really well for this particular layout, especially since that blue paper has like every single color under the sun, it seems like, in it. The little bear has, I think it's a little hat or something on its head that is that teal color. The yellow is in the Band-Aids, and in some of the wording. And so I think it's a perfect match or pairing of products for this particular layout. And I'm liking how it's coming together. While I do that, don't forget to go check out Sandy's YouTube channel, State Goddess, and MK's channel, Some Assemblage Required. I will put links down below for both of their channels, and hopefully they've got a video for you today as well. This is a series we've been doing for a while now. We do it on the last Saturday of the month, or fourth Saturday of the month. So go and check out their channels as well. I have come back with the stitching around the outside done. As you can see there, I'm adding a little bit more stenciling into that little valley at the top of the bottom photo there. And that is it, you guys. If you enjoyed this one, I hope that you give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. Really appreciate it. I am going to be off of my channel for a little bit at the beginning of the year, just trying to get caught up on some other things that I need to finish up. So I'll be back soon with another video, and hit the subscribe button so you get notified. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.